of here, warming up the bench a little bit.
Yeah, Dumbledoge, obviously a really good roam-centric Bard player. And then we've seen a surprisingly large amount of support champion pool pinching. Usually it was restricted to maybe the Alistar to like then early pick up the Braum.
Yeah.
But we've seen like multiple support bans on different sides here, and that actually forces a lot of teams to dig a lot deeper.
Italy only seeing about a game or two of play today here in the early parts of the day. Kindred now getting banned out. Really one of the first games we're getting a bit of jungle focus to put the junglers on something else.
In the tournament so far, priority picks that are left generally means like an Ekko gets picked up early here.
Yeah.
However,
Ekko, Graves, Gragas,
because of the early pinch on the junglers and the two tier 1 junglers are out, Graves goes up in market value too.
That's true.
So that's what the Turkish region here represents a little, or wants a little bit more comfortable jungler here, to then hopefully have a stronger 2v2, whether it's top 2v2, mid 2v2, because that's getting increasingly more influential.
Taking their time. Oh, two very big pickup. If RNG decides to go with that.
Technically a double flex, but very unlikely that it'll be Ekko mid, Ryze top.
They both say we want to fight, and that's LPL.
Yeah, that is one thing RNG is good at. It's almost to their detriment. They can snowball a game, but their macro in the mid game is just ask the Fisio. It's atrocious. Usually, it's if there's one thing he whines about all the time, but it's true. They are unable to really close out a game by virtue of rotations and pushes. They just look for picks.
Yep.
In the early game, it's nice. In the mid game, it gets a little boring. It's fine to split pusher for RNG. They find you on the map, kill you, and then play the rest of the map 4v5. So if you can pivot around that, you have a chance. I'm not quite sure if SuperMassive is just quite at that level though.
Said, what if they played the game that LPL plays? But I think playing their own is really good. What's going to work for them?
I mean, they could opt in for a very heavy team fight here. They have the foundation. They have Maokai in the top lane, potentially Graves. I don't think they'll go for Poppy and the Maokai, so they're looking for a more dueling top laner with a teleport in, not a straight up team fighter that comes like from the front like the Maokai. Pick up one of the strongest AD carries that's still in the game. Lucian, very lane dominant player. I think that's the right choice to go for SuperMassive. Don't go for big macro. See if you can win your lane.
This would be the Lissandra. We haven't really seen the play come out yet. And a jungler of Graves on the other side for Stom. Graves 5-1 over the season in the playoffs for himself. So, or rather, their IWC tournament, I should say.
Yeah, Mlxg played a lot of Lee Sin, or played some Lee Sin in weeks 1 and 2. Don't remember just quite which one it is. It was Lee Sin Lissandra that they played. And they just kind of locked down the enemy mid laner, chain CC'd him to death, and then snowballed the map from there. Mlxg and Xiaohu's synergy together is really fun to watch because they just take dominance of the mid lane and then translate that advantage over the map, dive the bot lane, dive the top lane, put pressure everywhere.
Crepo, we thought it may come in. The TK is there. Tahm Kench gets picked as well as the Lee Sin. And we thought if anybody would make this composition, it would be Royal Never Give Up.
This is a wonky comp though so far. No wave clear.
Exactly.
I mean, Ryze has some, but he has to walk up to the minion wave at least. Very skirmish oriented.
So whoosh, counter pick, boom.
The 80 carry counter pick. Surprise.
What do they got on the side of Turkey? SuperMassive. Is it some SuperMassive picks? That Fizz could be doing some work. Lissandra as well, a playmaker. What does Naru want in that mid lane?
Mata came in the lobby and he wrote Naru Fizz God in chat, so maybe it's just an homage. Likely not going to be the Fizz being picked up here. If that is Fizz and Lissandra,
there it is. There it is.
That means it's Poppy support.
Yep.
Poppy pivots to the support role. Dumbledoge will play that. I've seen him play it in solo queue. He's decent
loves
at it.
He did it at IWCI as well. That Bard, that Poppy, he always roams. Anything that can give him speed, and his Bard's been banned out. He's one of the one of the supports that spends the least amount of time with his AD carry because he loves to be off and helping the team.
Yeah, he's actually under 50% time spent in the early game. Like between 3 and 15 minutes, he spends less than half the time within the 1000 range of his AD carry.
It's like, bye-bye.
So that means Achuu is just on his own. He's playing on an island. A little bit annoying. Hopefully, Dumbledoge will put the necessary pressure then. Very interesting composition that they've drafted together here. Very pick-oriented. Not the greatest team fight, but, you know, in like 2v2 skirmishes, Lissandra and Fizz can really shine.
Is it the Sivir? It will be the Sivir. That Wuxx's Ezreal pretty far down on his list in plays, but that Sivir up there as well. RNG loves to go forward, and that helps put the pedal to the metal. Extremely scary composition for them to bring out.
And it's actually not even Naru that's going to be playing the Fizz. It's going to be top lane Bruiser Fizz likely.
Ooh, good call.
Interesting to see what the build's going to be. Is it going to be like the Triforce Rush? Do they go super tanky? We've seen variations on it over time. I haven't seen it in ages, though.
What would you go for looking at this build? Because he is going to have to be pretty resilient against this team overall.
I'm no Fizz expert, man. I dabble,
you don't play Fizz support?
I dabbled in the cheese, but not to the point where I know all these builds. I think it also depends on the flow of the game. Generally, when Fizz falls behind or is in a lane swap, he can't afford to go like any of these Triforce builds because the peak comes too late. So if it's standard lanes and he snowballs a little bit, he can go for damage-oriented builds. If not, he will just go annoying Bruiser tank Fizz, who doesn't really accomplish all too much.
Just a bit annoying. All right, the coaches leave their players now to head to the Rift. Our final game of the day. Let us know who you think is ending the day with a win. Tweet hashtag SUP win or hashtag energy win at LOL Esports. We'll tally those up as usual, I promise.
Yeah, that we do.
That we do.
We do tally very well.
You know, you never know it's before or after Keystones. It's a mystery. But 6 games today is not, and we are in game number 6 here. It is the International Wildcard Champions, Turkey's SuperMassive, going up against LPL's Royal Never Give Up in our final match of the day. And Crepo, we are on the Rift.
Yeah, on the Rift, and the stage colors a shade of orange, I believe it is.
Indeed.
SuperMassive.
A delicious mustard.
Delicious mustard color. Mustard orange stage, which means the Turkish fans overall had more icons, relatively speaking, because obviously in absolute numbers, China technically wins just by a small margin.
You could say that.
A couple million.
But everybody loves Turkey.
Yeah.
So vote for it.
Oh.
The fans sure are.
Mata.
Ward down as well. Very nice to have that there. They can add more pressure. Exactly what RNG wants to do here in the early game. So Dumbledoge and Achuu both in the bot lane now.
They're looking to kill another ward here. Dumbledoge. Oh, Ryze starts W just to mess with him.
A flash as well, and Dumbledoge is down.
That's a message from Xiaohu. He's saying, I'm going to start Snare just to make your day a little worse than it was leading up to this moment. And they just kill out Dumbledoge. That doesn't mean Naru gets a free push, though. There's nothing a W start Ryze is actually going to do against that push.
They still have support of the icons. The stage is with them. The fans are with them. And we can still see SuperMassive come up with some plays here. Royal's not going to make it easy.
Damn, good trade.
That's
actually the best thing he can do is an auto W auto trade, and he nails it. Now we're not going for the AFK shove here. Wuxx just showing his face like, guys, please step away from the Krugs.
Yeah.
Just gonna lane.
It's making it tough for him to walk up and actually get the Qs on the minions that he's hitting.
Just shove now, shove like you've never shoved a lane before. Get level 2. Put him under the tower.
So it actually isn't Storm Raider Search for Xiaohu. Interesting. Huh.
I mean, it's a variation. When Ryze first came out, we saw some Strength of Ages, and we saw some Thunderlords for people that really wanted to get the all-in burst. Then with the Storm Raiders buffs as well, we saw some people play that. Yeah. I personally really like seeing Storm Raiders because it throws people off guard. They have certain expectations, certain patterns that they're used to, and then suddenly you're Turbo Ryze, and you can surprise people.
Gotta go fast. Nice trades in the bot lane here.
Steps back into it.
It happens.
Achuu was a bit of a masochist. Needs the pain to keep going.
Feel like you're gonna win the trade, but come out empty. There's still no sustain in this bot lane, so they keep going at each other. That health, or that damage, I should say, is going to stick. Just a miss by Mata. Dumbledoge kind of wants to aggress and punish, but there's not much he can do here with melee supports in the lane. Oh, the flash forward onto Naru. And Naru actually holds every summoner there.
Yeah, he knows if he flashes, he's still dead. Mlxg still had a flash available and red buff, but here, Xiaohu moving up, just W, and to secure the Q auto attack, he just flashed in his face. And that's a synergy. That's what we saw very often, and they make it look easy, and they make Naru look bad. But honestly, Mlxg together with Xiaohu is a fantastic mid-lane jungle pairing, and we have quite a few of those here at MSI. We had Trick and Perks, but sadly they're a shade of their former selves. We also have Karsa and Maple, who are just a joy to watch overall. But if you want to watch some of these early games from RNG, week 1, week 2, definitely go do so if you're starting to like this team. It was so much fun to watch them play, like Lucian, Lissandra, LeBlanc, Lucian, LeBlanc, Graves even. They completely dumpstered Easy Hoon one of the matches, just made him disappear quite a few times.
Nice hit. fabFabulous goes for Playful and Trickster. On the Time Winder back, Looper staying in this one. That's the shield, that's the reduction that was there on the changes.
Oh, he wants it.
He's thinking about it.
He wants to flash Q in, but obviously with the new Fizz Q, it's flashable, so the damage doesn't apply. That's why you can no longer do that. Or any dashes also make it so that you no longer apply that Q flash here. Mata goes in for an aggressive flash.
Very close to being able to nom up Dumbledoge with Mlxg right there to get that kill. Xiaohu and Mlxg, actually, I watched back it with the Naru play, and they literally timed Claw Farm. They said, all right, he used it again, he used it again. Come on this one, you're close enough. And they completely took him out with that.
That's a major mistake. You can't afford to use your Claw in a matchup where the only counterplay is him walking up and snaring you.
Yeah. Definitely took control of that one. Very nice spell shield from Whoosh, and they're gonna go in, but Dumbledoge comes from the brush. From Achuu, coming up huge. He doesn't really have the mana to do much, but you don't need mana to fire your gun! And that's all he needed to do. Dumbledoge picks up a double kill.
And Dumbledoge actually gets the kill credit because he did the last damage there, but he just really did not want that great health to be transformed right there. Double kill for Dumbledoge. Whew. Game's only 600 gold apart. I mean, one more mistake from RNG. No, it's not it.
It's been tough. We haven't really seen Stomaged really out of the jungle too much either. And right now he's being toyed with Mlxg, trying to pull him in for Xiaohu. Whoa. Very, very aggressive coming in from Naru. And it looks like with those safeguards Q's used, they knew they had the upper hand in the fight for the moment and tried to take that advantage. Aggression in every lane, and SuperMassive is trying to stand toe-to-toe with this.
Yeah, he's gonna trade with Looper here.
Is that a one more? Oh, he got it! And he stays alive! Absolutely fabFabulous.
You can't flash the Q, but you can't flash the auto attack if there's vision where you flash to. If you flash over a wall where there's fog of war, you will cancel that melee auto attack, but otherwise it will travel here. Mata gets a little over eager, goes for the Whoosh delivery system. Good walk out. That exhaust is honestly very early because it's out by the time Achuu trades back, so that's actually a mistake for Mata, and it cost him his life later on here, granting the fabulous double kill for Dumbledoge.
Shoot him! It wouldn't have actually killed him.
It was the right place.
So many close millisecond plays, things that can happen here in this game so far.
And we're getting access to our skirmish tools here. Look at the tomb here, level 6 Naru, level 6 fabFabulous. He can now look for more all-ins. So in these 2v2 exchanges, 3v3, like small skirmishes, SuperMassive actually stand a chance. In team fights, the denial that Mata can bring, he can eat whoever's fished up, he can eat whoever's in a frozen tomb, but he can reset the fight, and obviously slightly stronger team fight composition from RNG. That's what they're looking for. But SuperMassive, if they can keep making picks, wow, they can maybe throw RNG off guard.
Achuu, pretty strong play on that Lucian. 0-1-2, but making sure that he is adding damage whenever he can, trying to get the lane advantage in. Gulp.
Nope, denied.
No, sir.
I wonder what Dumbledoge was expecting to happen there. I mean, you're playing against the Tahm Kench.
Yeah. Teleports are a bit desynced on the side of Royal Never Give Up. If SuperMassive is keeping control of that, they'll have both of theirs to make something happen. The teleport to the top lane for fabFabulous is where he grabbed his kill, so it would be great to just be able to repeat, rinse and repeat every time that starts happening.
Yeah, Xiaohu really did not like that range creep. Snared it, took it down. Mlxg looking for a flank here. He needs fabFabulous to get baited into the trap. He needs fabFabby to go a little aggressive, but...
I want to see that playful trickster.
Yeah, once that goes down, that's the go signal.
So Looper and Naru gonna match teleports here. Support known, needed. Danger Will Robinson, our blue is being stolen. It looks like Mlxg is gonna make off with that one no matter what.
Yeah, blue's being traded here.
Yep.
Both junglers seem to know that they're in each other's jungle.
Easy grab for that. CS is quite even throughout all the lanes. It's when that play comes in. We haven't seen any real objective focus here from either Royal.
Yeah.
or SuperMassive.
And RNG can't go for the dive in the top lane because there's a teleport advantage for Naru, so he can show up, and it's also a Fizz. Very tricky to just go for a dive.
Fizz playing very well in his subbed-in game as well. Like we said, it was the TCL playoffs pretty much last time we saw fabFabulous, and the team is just really ready to actually put him in starters with Aldrin, as he was kind of coach as well. And now he is playing phenomenally against Looper in the top lane. Looper still has aggression on this one, but the play takes this long, Crepo. You gotta wonder what the real game is.
I mean, Mlxg is coming in here, but fabFabulous.
Oh, he connects it!
He goes down. Naru just walks up. He teleported to a ward in the river.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get there. That was good. Like playful tricksters from Fab, if it wasn't isolated 1v1, because he dodged the parallel convergence, connected his ultimate, but it just shows you need to fight with your jungler nearby.
Yeah.
At this level, you can't afford to just go for pure 1v1 skirmish unless you know exactly where the enemy jungler is.
And we haven't seen much of the jungler. Stome's kind of just been hanging out, really not showing much of himself. We said that Dumbledoge usually doesn't spend that much time with Achuu, but they've been here actually quite aggressive on the lane.
They've learned how to keep him in lane, just give him a few kills.
Yeah, give him a few.
This is a good exchange here. Lupo does a really good ultimate, so the
Great ultimate.
kind of disappears in place, and then he gets out of that. Then here parallel convergence comes out, but he goes up, down. At the point, convergence is out. But then obviously, the plot thickens, and fabFabulous realizes it was all an elusive bait. He dies.
And that's what we almost were saying, that these are disjointed teleports. This is the play they're going to need to work on, and somehow Royal slips in their own strategy. They're able to just take it to the lane, and Mlxg has been topside multiple times, knowing that fabFabulous was able to put a bit of a hurting on Looper. But Looper still staying up in CS, still keeping himself consistent, now starts to stack up that seal once again.
Doing better than Thaldrin. Thaldrin had that really close trade against Duke, almost got him down.
Yeah.
Duke teleports back in, almost gets him again, and then dies, and that was it. That was curtain call. He dropped down multiple times, twice, 3 times in a row. That's why now fabFabulous is subbed in, and he's doing a lot better. Staying even against Looper. Honestly, not one of the worst top laners out there.
You can see SuperMassive recognizing that strength of fabFabulous, giving him more vision top lane, as well as a little bit of jungle pressure from Stomaged. He's going to start farming out the jungle of Mlxg, while this bottom lane continuously going hard back and forth at each other. Is normally seeing a blinking red champion bar down here. Right now it's Mata's.
And you saw Mata go for the sweep here in the lane, making sure there's no teleport wards. They pinged it out, so they now are almost sure that there's no teleport wards behind them, which means they can play up.
Oh, all right. So SuperMassive actually going hard. Mlxg was already in the bot side. It was only going to be a few more minutes before they planned their attack, and it looks like SuperMassive actually was the catalyst to RNG's attack. They just made it happen quicker.
Yeah, they went in and they got countered. That's exactly what they were hoping for. Mlxg was already waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
And if you're at enemy bot lane, then goes aggressive.
Everywhere.
You say thank you very much. Yeah, Mlxg is a really good carry jungler. Don't put him on tanks, please. Let him play these aggressive type junglers. Look for openings with when the enemy team has like minimal vision. Put him together with strong CC champions too, so you can layer the CCs or just have raw all in. It's a very fun player to watch overall.
Spicy.
Spicy.
Spicy, you could say.
Spicy hot pot.
Spicy hot pot. 12-12 on the clock. That means Dragon number 1. For what reason, I don't know. It was just 12-12. 5-3. Bit of 1,000 gold lead here. And the Dragon 1 does not mean much just yet. Whoa, Naru puts himself on the backside. Says, might not have wanted to press E, but I did. It happened. Dumbledoge is coming in. It doesn't. What actually looks like is happening is they're not relaying how much time they're taking to get to each other within these fights.
Also though, it's almost disrespect from Xiaohu, because if you see Lissandra use her Ice Claw towards you, you have to assume the jungler is there to help.
Yeah, it's true, and he just
That was like the
tall.
mind game from Naru, but Xiaohu just says, he called the bluff. It's like, well, I don't think your jungler's here. You're just gonna lose this trade. Xiaohu
was
just
right.
stands.
It was a support.
fast. Yeah, well, better be right if you make that call though. If you call that bluff, you better be right.
Very true.
Otherwise, you did.
Everybody came out on top. Bit of a dangerous play, but just a few scratches, flesh wounds, and back to it.
Tis but the scratch.
Indeed. 127 as Naru starts to pick up a bit of that CS, being able to just scream and Q the CS away. Actually causing Xiaohu to lose a bit here, so he's definitely going to be able to create that gap for himself. But are the items finished first? You know, he's not the one stacking a tier, going to be able to stay in the fight just throwing out damage the whole time.
Yeah, and Xiaohu also going for the early Merc threats, delaying the round of ages. Just saying, I really just want to be able to get out of that CC, make sure I don't die.
Very deep pink wards already here from RNG. They've made sure to get eyes on the prize. And it doesn't look like those are being touched anytime soon. Stomaged actually isn't really in a position to be checking all that. He's farming and trying to make sure he's keeping up.
Yeah, I had to double check that pink ward here. Let's see for the trade for Wuxx goes down, Mata picks him out. The pink ward in the enemy jungle is actually not from Mlxg. It felt like a Mata special, and it is. That was Mata's bread and butter in week 1 and 2 and 3 as well, because when everybody switched to Sidestone Rush, he was still going for mobility boots with a Ruby Crystal. He would walk in, place his trinket, and a pink ward. That was it. That was all the vision he had, but he made it work.
Scary bit of aggression. Oh, they try to pull in the fight of Mlxg and Naru on the other side, but Dragon's Kick gets him away.
Naru, what are you doing? He's at the wrong side of the rift. He gets behind them and then claws over them.
He's always coming out of the woodwork.
And then Mata goes for the belly flash, gets the help from the shield from Mlxg, but that honestly was a bit of a misplay from SuperMassive. They had an opening right there, but they were a little bit too eager. And Mata just simply carries his Frodo out of there.
Xiaohu is just in Naru's mind right now. He's saying, I know what you're going to do. You try to get cheeky plays, get over the wall. I'm still going to try to do as much as I can to you in harass. I will not let up. And being relentless starts to just wear on your physical and your mental.
Yep.
Having somebody like Xiaohu continue to be in your face, and he is doing so right now, sitting on about 1,000 gold and happy with it. He can still fight with that gold in his pocket. There is no danger for him here.
When you know the enemy's just slightly disrespecting you or going for a little more like extravagant plays, that's when you kind of want to punish them even more, but you buy into the trap, you know, and you go for the risky plays. That bot lane teleport, though, was a nice setup from SuperMassive, but they should have punished that. They should have gotten away there with at least 1 kill, maybe even 2, with just misplays. And it does look like Naru is feeling the pressure from the stage. He's a player that has been around, honestly, European, like solo queue for absolute ages, but he never made it to the big leagues, never delivered in Challenger or LCS.
All right, Mlxg going hard. Oh, they both flashed to each other. Naru's going to be going down. It looks like Stone's going to make it out of this one, but SuperMassive is kind of can't find a way to stop the bleeding all the way around the map. It's one hit here, and they're really just not able to stop what's happening from RNG right now. Again, a fight towards the bot lane. The exhaust to keep him in range. The 1-2 and the chomp. He doesn't even like he'll eat him up. Oh, he does. He says, this one's going to be mine. They're onto the turret. They're past it now. Dumbledoge is going to try to fire away, but Looper staying close is going to be coming up with a kill. He has had a very slow top lane game, but Looper gets in through his teleports and gets in through the team fights, and that's what he's going to do again.
Yeah, everybody wants just a piece of the action here in the bot lane. This time RNG come out ahead. Mata gets 1 kill. Then Xiaohu flashes over the Poppy ultimate. Secures a second here. Turret falls in the mid and top though. So that's the gold. Still relatively close here.
Yeah.
SuperMassive still going to pick up 1 more tower here. Close out. So within 1,000 gold reach of each other. And it does look like we're going to see tank Fizz.
We'll see this fight one more time. Mlxg, look, they don't even have vision past this, so they don't know that Naru's here, but they are confident enough to just keep going.
It is Naru's flash, so that kind of secures a 1-for-1. So at worst, they go 1-for-1 with a flash being used.
Yeah.
Maybe if Naru flashes in and self-casts ulti, actually, they can buy more time and fabFabulous can join the fight. Here we have the trade in the bottom lane, though. Really good use of exhaust for Mata. Keep an eye, he target switches right here instead of greeting for the 3rd stack on Dumbledoge. And then he just shows Achuu just enough to secure and deliver him. Look at Xiaohu, he knows it's coming, so he just flashes out. Just in case Looper uses ulti in a panicky way.
And a fantastic move by SuperMassive to see the opening in mid and the opening in top. Really, getting nothing out of that is what hurts. And sometimes we see when a team is down a lot, you're not kind of representing the correct play at the time. You think of it 5 seconds after, and that's too late.
Yeah, they have the basics down, like the cross maps, etc., because they do play, honestly, a lot of European solo queue, so they know all these pro players that from the LCS teams, and they play a lot against European challenger teams in scrims. But now Xiaohu, 2v1.
Throws down that speed. Xiaohu, does he have enough to get out of this one, though? He's trying to go back, keep that spell reel going. And he does take down Naru, but I think this might be another trade. We see Mata coming down, Dumbledoge just on the side. I thought he was going full for it. He pulled off one step late. But fabFabulous holds it. SuperMassive now going to pick up Dragon, and they even get bottom turret as well. Achuu does have ultimate in mid lane, so that should be safe.
Yeah, they're looking for a trade for bot lane tower versus top lane tower, because now it's Looper is the one cross-mapping here on that play. Obviously, teleport advantage was there for SuperMassive. They're aggressively TPing in, and I think that's good to do, to see overall that they're not hesitating.
Yep.
Despite making some failures, or some mistakes rather, and having some failures happen, they're still being aggressive here, not taking their foot off the pedal.
Guys making some plays.
Really want the tower.
Oh yeah, of course. Get that gold. Spread it out towards the team. See how much they're actually sitting on. 1,400 on fabFabulous in the top lane, so he's got some to spend. Abyssal Voyage looks like it's going bot lane. Well, top. More action. I am absolutely loving MSI. Anytime there's one fight, it's a coast to coast. There's a fight on the other side of the rift.
Mlxg.
And Mlxg once again getting spicy in the jungle. He comes up big with another one.
Yeah, that's why you don't tank that tower until you're 40% HP here. The Tahm Kench says, get in my belly. Abyssal Voyage goes to the bot lane. Xiaohu is debating the odds.
He saw the stutter step. He was balking.
He's like, team, can I? He's like, no. International tournament. Take it serious.
That's true. That's true. Calm down. Look, you'll have a free turret in a second. Just throw some magic at it, even though you won't do that much damage. Mid lane's being pushed up. That's where the pressure actually isn't getting any respect. SuperMassive has too many down, and now they are being spread thin. So for just getting all the turrets in their favor, here comes that gold spike now as RNG actually picks up all that gold left up in the outer part of the map.
Yeah, 12 kills right now. Again. Let's see what happened over here. RNG just really good at making picks everywhere. So Naru walks in. He uses the Ice Claw preemptively to get out there, like the worst possible scenario here, the darkest timeline. And then Looper opts in for the dive. Does he have ulti? He must ulti himself here. Nope, just simply doesn't ulti. Still in cooldown.
90% cooldown.
Complete outplayed here by Looper. Naru not having a great series or tournament so far.
The Dark Seals continue to stack now, and that was actually tried to match by fabFabulous, as it would be. Looper up to 7.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
Looking for 10. Not 11, despite the graphical indication.
It is there.
He can trick the best of us.
Distortion boots for him on that teleport means he's going a lot quicker. That's something fabFabulous does not have yet, and we have actually just hit the 20-minute mark, so home guard is very much a thing now that can be used in these attacks. Looks like they have a few wards that pinged across the river, and it doesn't look like they can get that vision just yet, so RNG just sets up at Baron, and we'll see what they can do around the river. SuperMassive looking to stop this right now, stave off the aggression of RNG.
Yeah, and in the scope of the tournament, this is actually where we can gauge a little bit whether RNG's closing ability has changed a little bit.
That's a good point.
Because they are favored to win this match. Everybody expects them to. It's just the manner in which they do it.
And you have a Sivir this time, so there's almost like no excuse to be able to make what you want happen.
Clean macro plays as opposed to find a split pusher. That's what they usually do, RNG. They just walk through the lane, hope the guy doesn't see them coming, and kill him. Surprisingly, works very well in the LPL.
Go figure. Yeah, go figure. Parallel Convergence is out. Looks like fabFabulous will make it out of that, though. And this is going to be a tough fight. The Iceborne Gauntlet will not let fabFabulous out. And this is going to be a coast-to-coast fight. There won't be one on the other side of the map. Everybody's walking up to participate. The teleport comes in a little too high from Naru. Can the team make it there? Mada's going to be the focus, but that's the gray health, giving everybody else time to run in. Looper goes down with his flash, and that's going to be 43 seconds.
Yeah, why rotate to the bot lane? Why set up any placemaker? You can just simply brawl your way out of there, RNG. They look for the split pusher, they find him, and they find Looper's inevitable demise too. A little bit of a mess up there. And yeah, that's what we're used to seeing from RNG. Fantastic at making picks in the early game, which makes it very fun to watch. They continue to look for picks in the mid game.
This is where a little bit of that not having the vision past where the fight is happening is biting them in the butt. They continue to run in. Yeah, that ward's still there for Mada, but they haven't done any fighting over there.
It is also a multi-language team that is communicating primarily, to my knowledge, in English, since they have some Korean players and obviously some players communicating in Mandarin. So it's very, very tough. So they have limited vocabulary that they can use, and to then see if they can explain to each other complex concepts, right? Like split push, like, okay, this wave is here, I'm pushing on second, like, I need this much time to get the push in, I have pressure, I need vision, etc., etc. That's very hard to communicate in pings. But like, ping, 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 this guy, surprisingly easy. So maybe it's not a strategy born out of incompetence, but rather out of a necessity.
Yeah. Well, it is the necessity, SuperMassive, to pick up some wins here. It is definitely going to be a difficult tournament with the amount of power, but they're showing very promising here in the early games, times where they can start to take a hold. It's the times where a team will find that teleport play, will catch you one out of position because of the forward warding. Is where it seems SuperMassive doesn't have the recuperating skills as other teams would have to kind of sure something up like that.
Definitely not. They're lacking here. Another. Naru needs to stop using his Ice Claw when Ekko's coming in. This is the second time. Good players learn from their mistakes, and players that are a little bit on tilt or just struggling keep making the same ones. Now are just forced to use his ultimate again, and that's working for Looper, because if it comes to a teleport fight right now, not only does he have teleport advantage, when Naru then arrives, doesn't have the ultimate anymore. Good vision denial here too in the river. The pink ward should move up a little bit for RNG if we're being critical. But it's a good first step, you know.
Yeah.
They have the right target in mind, the Baron. The goal usually is, though, according to a lot of LPL pundits, that RNG don't actually want the Baron. They just use it as a lure.
They just want to fight.
They just want you to fight them at
the
Baron.
carrot on a stick.
Yeah.
And the thing, you have to think a team like RNG as well that fights so much, always has a mind on those ultimates. Lissandra ult is now down. What other windows can we get and open up?
They are a fantastic team to watch when the team fights, when they know the team fight is coming, they're an absolute joy to watch. When they get surprised and they have to think on the fly, especially when certain members get caught out, then RNG have shown, even in the finals against like EDG, that they have been a little lackluster. But if they know the fight is coming,
on their terms,
and the enemy team sees it too, they will likely just win, because they can individually outplay you. In their playoff finals against EDG, they won many fights by the merits of some of these players, like Looper or Xiaohu.
All right, Looper, you might be biting off a little more than you can chew. And it looks like he gets out and brings the whale back to the water.
You would think normally when 4 people collapse on a top laner, a team would go to Baron.
No.
It's not in the page here.
Like, wait, there's a fight happening over there.
Guys, you gotta help him. Move away from Baron.
Ultimate there from Xiaohu just to get over to blue, make sure he can soak that up and continue to be the machine gun mage in the fights that they... Oh, he says, wait, I took the wrong path. Hang on. For a second, think that.
Mlxg is looking for a flank here, bottom right.
Oh.
No, fabFabulous now back at it, dueling with Looper.
Living under his parallel convergence. fabFabulous gets hit by that. Playful Trickster to phase dive. Both have their little gap closers to get the safety. Ooh. Wow, flash in here. Looper's gonna have to use the Time Winder. He definitely doesn't win this fight in HP or damage. It's gonna be one more hit. Chrono breaks back as he tries to slalom through the minions and get fabFabulous locked up.
Oh, Naru's coming though. Hurting the cattle here. One on the left,
Phase
one on the
dive.
right, but there's a fight in the mid lane.
Wow, Looper gets out alive, and what happens? Somebody becomes the caboose, and they get taken down. That's gonna be their Thunderlord's hit. The flash as well from Looper, and his Dark Seal has been nullified.
Yep. Down go to stacks here. They're pinging the Baron here. Mata's right there. Team's not really on the same page. Looking for a Baron bait. Complete fog of war here. Stomaged. Whew. Hello?
Oh, Kench making him clench. So much has to get out of that one. 13-7. He uses flash. Everybody has almost used out summoner spells on the side of SuperMassive, but they still want the fight. We see Achuu popping on the bottom side. fabFabulous trying to take a 2v1 as the team comes in to help him. Will they be able to take down Mata? It's Xiaohu next, and he is dancing in and out of the brush right now. He's got the blue suedes on, and it looks like he's going to dance right back into this one. Room prison on Naru. He's back and forth with the hits. Great by fabFabulous to deny vision there and keep the toy going. That's
Looper.
the teleport from Looper. Claw goes in. They will not take it as Dumbledoge enters the fight once again. More people coming from the side. Mlxg will come in as well. That's not going to hit, and he's forced to stay on the backside, but they will clean up the fight. It only took a matter of time. RNG loses 2, but SuperMassive loses 4.
Yeah, what an incredible fight overall. A couple of really nice plays and then some crucial missteps or jukes, call it what you want, that turn it in the end. The end result is that RNG is starting his Baron. Dumbledoge is looking for some extra juicy kills, but Unless Xiaohu runs out of mana just right here, I don't think he's going to get anything. Q-Smite is ready for the lockdown. I really like the ultimate that Naru did there on the Tahm Kench, because if you put the ultimate on an enemy, whenever somebody walks in the zone, they still take damage. So when Naru got automatically, or when Lucian got popped out of that Tahm Kench belly, he died instantly. Later on, they'll see that. A little bit of... We're in the Matrix right now. Let's go deeper. This is Xiaohu being zoned out to the right. Achuu gets gived here, so turn around here. And this is Mlxg and Xiaohu working together again, you know, no one to turn. And this is ultimate. Pop with the Mata. And then Wuxx falls out, the Sivir, not the Lucian, because it's insta-killed. The fact that Mata buys some time here, right here, they could have caught Xiaohu, but the call gets terminated a little early. And he's literally just 1v3.
I love the fact that this is actually still a fight. Like, nobody decided to walk away here. And look, oh wait, everybody could walk away.
Yeah.
No, let's fight.
Step away from the fight.
Absolutely amazing.
Or it's just a siege.
Held to the metal everywhere.
Neither team really wants to give up.
No, not at all. Active Baron, 5 of 5 members, already 2,400 gold. Just above pretty much the Baron gain and getting a few on the outside in CS. Nobody has runic affinity, so they're not going to be having a longer Baron. And it looks like this will wear off in about a minute and a half. Perfect time for Dragon to come up, so they'll have all the waves pushed in, be able to back after this, and make that Baron or Dragon useful.
Well, look at the damage here. It's impossible for Naru to trade. He hasn't even hit him.
He just took damage on like turret shot number 4. Oof. Still the pressure in mid lane.
That's surprisingly good split push here by RNG, really controlling the map, splitting it up, making use of that double teleport, or just their individual like leads right now they have on certain members. Nobody can 1v1 Xiaohu.
It's almost the time where you would like to have exhaust for Xiaohu, or even for Looper coming in strong.
Hell, 2. 1's probably not enough.
Yeah, honestly. Or then you lose the double TP in that sense, so very difficult once this composition gets ahead, especially when you're playing against the Sivir. We haven't seen too much of that play coming out in the tournament just yet, but it is giving RNG a reason to continue fighting, and still the question stands is, when do they reach the Nexus? Is that still going to be cleanly done, right? We still have Barons to go through still that could be a go for broke, and those Dragons, if it doesn't come to take at the base.
It is still the same story. They're winning a lot of these fights due to really good performances by certain members. Xiaohu's now overstepping though. Let's see, Raid Boss Ryze.
There's a GA on Xiaohu right now. He's definitely not going down immediately. The Abyssal Voyage came in almost like they knew this was going to happen, and they continue to drop members of SuperMassive. Wuxx rather, the only one to go down as they take the mid lane turret. And this is what RNG wanted. They start to open the map up even more, and now the base possibly.
Yeah, that has to feel really bad here. Xiaohu now gets Ice 2, Mata eats him up. MSI may drop, gets knocked to the tower.
Good hit on Mlxg. Life Grip and Lifeline are up, but he's not hitting anything. Still gets taken down by the inhibitor. And it looks like a double kill coming in for Looper. Gets himself going. No more Dark Seal for him.
That's a one-man army though here, that Ryze. They call him 4v1. They're calling Ryze, kill the Ryze.
Just coming back with that Guardian Angel, and he's the max target to go on. These guys have always been within a certain range of each other. You know they're going to be popping out of the woodwork if you poke one of their players.
Yeah, RNG is always ready for a fight.
See it here, one after the other. SuperMassive, they're trying to keep up though. Not trying to keep up, but what I meant is they are continuously fighting. They keep going in for those fights, and a lot of the times it comes down to the fact that RNG, they dodged a last skill shot. Now it's a little more than that. They have quite a lead, but in the early, SuperMassive was making the plays that could have counted.
This is the result of what you just said right there. Those earlier plays where they were just a little bit better, a little bit more prepared.
Right.
A couple outplays. Yeah, then your Ryze gets fed, and at that point, he can solo carry these team fights.
Yeah.
Quick reaction, though. That Abyssal Voyage was buffered, and he came in really quickly, so they were ready for that play. But even if they were a couple seconds later, Xiaohu still, like, he uses flash aggressively in that fight. A lot of patience going in. Third Dragon now drops for RNG. They make some mistakes. They still have that that 45 minutes 5th Dragon available.
It'll be there. Everybody have a GA by then, I'm pretty sure.
I've seen quite a few games today go past the 40 minute mark.
Yep.
A couple
First
of ones
few
really
games.
close.
SKT's really been able to, the only one to buck that trend. All right, now 21 to 11, and even
more kills during this game. You can see just what LPL brings to the table when a dream team tries to match it. There are wards in the base. I think teleports would be a little bit scary right now, but it would definitely take SuperMassive off guard, and they have the power to do so. But walking in is just as easy at this point.
If there's one matchup that will generate roughly 1 kill per minute, it is gonna be China versus the international wildcard. Both teams very keen on fighting. Macro is an option.
They did quite a bit early game as well, having Dumbledoge just flash down immediately. Unfortunately, he came up with the double kill, but still able to come up on top of those plays when RNG thought they just had, we're going to take this, we're going to take this. Was not like that in the beginning. However,
it is such a stark contrast compared to SKT, how, yes, they ended up with a lot of kills too, but it was in a different manner. It was the way SKT dismantled G2 Esports was when making plays with almost no risk of failure.
Yeah.
RNG kind of make these plays where it is like, nah, we're just better than you. I will fight you, that's fine. I'm just confident we were better players than you. They are.
It completely shows in their fighting every single time. It's usually a start fight of 1 or 2 people there, 15 seconds, 3, 4, reel them right in, just keep reeling it in. It's going to be difficult now for anybody to take down Xiaohu. He's pretty much just standing tall raid boss in the front of these fights, clearing wards by himself and just creating solo pressure wherever you want.
Yeah, RNG right now, they're shopping, filling those item slots, the gold they've acquired, and then they're looking for the next Baron here. Completely no wards whatsoever from SuperMassive. They've been locked into their base. At this point, they don't even remember what the river looks like. Haven't really been there anymore.
You don't know. Usually it's a good rule of thumb to never cross river alone. Always do it with a friend, but now that's leaving base. It gets scarier.
Panic Engage comes out on the support though.
A ward instantly put down by Mata for the TP to come in. That's going to be Xiaohu, and he's right on a Stomaged. Looks like he's going to take him down immediately. SuperMassive is kind of waltzing in here, not able to do any damage, and Royal never give up, just turn around and start focusing the priority targets as if they just waltz in ready to be eaten up. fabFabulous trying to do it on the hit something up on the outside, but Looper's gonna follow. Phase dive, and he connects with the second part of it. They're gonna be on to the Nexus turrets. RNG looking very good on the home turf, and they're gonna go 2-0 on day 1. Fantastic start to the day on Counter Logic Gaming from NA, and now looking to take down the IWCI champions from Turkey, SuperMassive. RNG takes game 6.
SuperMassive right now, they tie G2 Esports.
Yeah.
Bottom of the tables, 0-2. And RNG, and they tie SKT at the top of the tables there. The 2 teams that remain undefeated here in Shanghai.
And a step in from fabFabulous. Definitely put an impact into that top lane. You saw there was a change. Looper had a run for his money there. Flash kills, flash plays, but the reaction of Mlxg, then adding vision, adding priority to that top lane, making sure that didn't get any bigger, then he just was all over the map.
Yeah, that one kill in the mid lane where Xiaohu walks up, snares, and then flash Q autos, and Mlxg goes in when they knew the claw was down. That for me, that satisfied my inner Mlxg fanboy, because he's done some fantastic plays throughout the year when you're watching. RNG overall, they kind of flunked that IM. It was disappointing. We were hoping like maybe they can play it, but then their lack of understanding or inability to play or to want to play the macro game was very apparent when they played some matches. I think it was against Fnatic that they just succumbed to like Rift Herald push on, the push swap again, Rift Herald in the bottom, and that is one of their weaknesses, but we saw also one of their strengths, just individual players. If you watch like Xiaohu's LeBlanc at the end in week 9 versus EDG in the finals, I think it was his Azir that made some really smooth moves overall. So these guys, they're mechanical, solid players.
And you're seeing that on now champions. They are banned out, have to be pushed to the side on, and now still feel comfortable in these plays. Fantastic matchup all around. I'm looking at the map still, and Mata's ward is still alive in that same spot. He didn't even move it.
It's a new one. I checked it.
Oh,
that's cheating. Don't lie to the viewers. Don't lie to the viewers, Riv.
But he likes that spot. That's what I'm going for.
That was his signature spot a lot of times here. Just a deep vision. Mata he's suffering a little bit right now by the fact that he can't solely control vision. Back when you could have as many wards as you want, it was almost impossible to play the vision game against him. But right now you're a little limited with 3, so he suffers sometimes. But he's still a fantastic player overall. But he was a little bit disrespectful though this game with the